Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Brooke quits Forrester after Ridge's rejection, too heartbroken to stay. The bold and the beautiful B and V. Spoilers reveal that Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, may quit Forrester after Ridge Forrester's, Thorsten K, rejection. Will Brooke eventually decide she's too heartbroken to stay? Despite Eric Forrester's, John McCook, predictions about Ridge ending up with Brooke, it looks like Ridge will choose Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Buddig, instead. In fact, there's a good chance Ridge will propose to Taylor in the coming episodes. When Ridge reminded Eric of his commitment to Taylor, Eric acted like it wasn't much of one since he wasn't engaged or married to her. The writing's on the wall for Ridge to pop the question to Taylor and devastate Brooke in the process. Regardless, Ridge seems poised to turn down a Brooke reunion and make it clear to her that Taylor is the one he wants now. Brooke may find herself feeling crushed and embarrassed in the aftermath. So what does this mean for her future at Forrester Creations? Of course, Brooke has made a commitment of her own to Brooke's bedroom and all her other responsibilities at the company. However, there may come a point when Brooke fulfills her obligations and ultimately decides to remove herself from a painful environment. Working around Ridge day after day could become too much for Brooke to bear. Brooke's persistent feud with Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McKinswood, probably won't make things any easier, so there could be good reasons for Brooke to resign from Forrester Creations. Brooke will do some soul-searching and use Nick Marone, Jack Wagner, as a lifeline when he returns to B and B this June. Maybe Nick could help Brooke figure out a new career path in addition to the romantic reunion that's ahead of them. Whatever the case, Brooke will deal with some tough Ridge rejection news and struggle to move on, so quitting Forrester is certainly an option for her. Perhaps Brooke will make some updates to her life in more ways than one. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Brooke will need someone to lift her out of all the sadness, so she'll be grateful for Nick's rescue down the road. Brooke's departure follows a series of emotionally charged confrontations with Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K. Their marriage, once a cornerstone of the Forrester legacy, has been unraveling due to Ridge's harsh criticisms and his failure to acknowledge Brooke's unwavering loyalty. In a particularly painful moment, Ridge accused Brooke of ulterior motives and even extended his reproach to their daughter, Hope Logan, Annika Noel, intensifying Brooke's sense of betrayal. Unable to bear the weight of these accusations and the emotional distance between them, Brooke made the difficult choice to step away from the company that had been both her professional home and a symbol of her connection to Ridge. Brooke's resignation has sent shockwaves through the Forrester family. Her decision to leave not only signifies the end of her professional relationship with the company, but also marks a personal rift with Ridge. Their son, R.J. Forrester, Joshua Hoffman, finds himself caught in the crossfire of his parents' turmoil, embodying the painful reality of a family divided. Meanwhile, Donna Logan, Jennifer Gareis, Brooke's sister and wife to Eric Forrester, John McCook, is left grappling with the fallout of this family fracture, unsure of how to support her sister while maintaining harmony within the Forrester clan. Despite the heartbreak, Brooke is determined to reclaim her sense of self and professional identity. She has expressed a desire to return to her roots as a designer, focusing on her passion for fashion without the entanglements of corporate politics. This shift not only allows Brooke to rediscover her creative spirit, but also positions her to potentially collaborate with Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, and Hope, who have been critical of Ridge's leadership and have their own aspirations for the future of Forrester Creations. As Brooke steps away, Ridge is left to reflect on the consequences of his actions. His relationship with Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Buddig, has been a source of tension. And Brooke's departure may serve as a wake-up call regarding his treatment of those closest to him. Whether this realization will prompt a change in Ridge's behavior remains to be seen, but the damage to his relationship with Brooke appears significant. Brooke's exit from Forrester Creations marks a pivotal moment in the series, highlighting themes of loyalty, betrayal, and the complexities of family dynamics. As she embarks on this new chapter, viewers are left to wonder how the Forrester family will navigate the challenges ahead, and whether reconciliation Forrester Creations felt colder that morning, eerily quiet, like the calm after a storm. Brooke Logan's heels echoed as she walked through the executive wing for what she knew would be the last time. The office she had once practically lived in was now stripped of emotion. Her favorite orchid plant was gone, and the framed photo of her and Ridge smiling on the cliffs of Malibu sat face down on the desk, as if trying to shield itself from what had become of them. She paused in the doorway. The sun was pouring through the floor-to-ceiling windows, casting golden light across the sketches on the wall, visions of beauty, of glamour, of dreams. Dreams she'd poured her life into. Dreams she'd shared with Ridge. But the dream had ended. Ridge Forrester had made his choice, and it wasn't her. There was no grand confrontation, no shouting match. Just a quietly brutal moment in his office where he told her, with a voice gentle but resolute, that he couldn't do this anymore. That he needed something else. That maybe they had finally run out of second chances. And now Brooke was doing what no one thought she'd ever do. She was walking away. From Ridge. From Forrester. From the empire she helped build. Brooke, a soft voice called behind her. It was Steffi. Of course it was Steffi. Standing there with her arms folded and that unreadable expression, somewhere between pity and satisfaction. Brooke smiled faintly, not out of affection, but out of fatigue. "I heard," Steffi said, stepping inside. "You're really leaving." "I am," Brooke said calmly, eyes never leaving the view of downtown Los Angeles. "I just came to clear my things." Steffi hesitated. "You don't have to do this. You're still part of this family. You've done a lot for this company." Brooke turned slowly. "And that's exactly why I need to go." There was a silence that said more than words ever could. Brooke wasn't just walking out of Forrester. She was reclaiming something. Her dignity, perhaps. Her future. Or maybe just the space to breathe without Ridge's shadow looming over every moment. This place, Brooke looked around, as if seeing it for the first time in years. It became my identity. I forgot who I was outside these walls. Outside him. Steffi didn't respond. Maybe because there was nothing to say. Maybe because, in some quiet part of her, she respected the decision, even if she never admitted. Back in her office, Brooke opened the bottom drawer of her desk and pulled out a leather-bound notebook. It was filled with notes, designs, and memories. Pages inked with ambition and heartache. On the inside cover, Ridge's handwriting stared back at her. "To my Logan. Always." The ink hadn't faded, but the promise had. She closed the book, held it to her chest for a moment, and then placed it in her bag. One last glance around, and she was ready. As she made her way toward the lobby, she passed by Eric's office. The door was open, and he was sitting behind his desk, his expression clouded with something between regret and fatherly concern. "Brooke," he called out gently. She stopped, stepped inside. Eric stood, walked toward her. "I heard what happened." She smiled again, this time a little softer. Eric had always been different. He saw her for more than just the woman Ridge couldn't let go of. He saw the fire, the brilliance, the vulnerability. "I'm sorry it ended like this," he said. "So am I," she replied. "If you ever want to come back." "I know." She reached out, touched his hand. "But I don't think I will. It's time for something new." Eric nodded, eyes misty. "You'll be missed." Brooke let the words linger in the air before turning and walking out. Down the elevator. Across the marble lobby. Out into the Los Angeles sunshine. It was warm, bright, different. She didn't have a plan. Not really, but maybe that was the point. For once, Brooke Logan wasn't chasing after Rich. She wasn't proving herself to Stephanie's ghost or battling Taylor for a man's affection. She wasn't standing in the shadows of scandal or whispers in the boardroom. She was simply Brooke. And that was enough. Back at Forrester, the ripple effect was immediate. Hope was stunned. When she heard the news, she dropped everything and raced to find her mother, but she was already gone. Liam offered comfort, but Hope's mind was spinning. Without Brooke at Forrester, what would happen to her line? Would Ridge let it crumble out of spite? Ridge, meanwhile, stood alone in his office, staring at the space Brooke used to occupy during their late-night strategy sessions. The chair was empty. The silence was deafening. He thought he was doing the right thing, choosing peace, stability, maybe even solitude. But all he could feel now was loss. He picked up the photo from her desk. Malibu. Her hair wine-blown. That look in her eyes, the one that said she still believed in forever, even when she shouldn't.